Hamas has been using tunnels to transport weapons and in some cases even as a hideout. India Today's Gaurav Sawant is with us to explain to us how this terror tunnel essentially used by Hamas, Gaurav, works.
The terror tunnels are actually known as the Gaza Metro because they are underground and a maze of tunnels, the Hamas terror tunnels along the Gaza Strip. Well, if we were to talk about these tunnels, about 500 kilometers long is Israel's assessment. There are 1,300 such tunnels used by terrorists very extensively. Khan Yunis, for example, in the southern part, some of these tunnels have now been destroyed in Israel's air-to-ground bombing. And these tunnels, extremely intricate. So one tunnel that was destroyed incidentally was underneath a mosque in Khan Yunis area. Khan Yunis is also one of the main strongholds of Hamas. And this 80-meter long tunnel, look where the mosque is, look where the tunnel opens. And these tunnels were being used to smuggle weapons from one part to the other. Now, if a mosque is targeted, there's an international hue and cry, but underneath the mosques, they've kept bombs and they've kept their explosives. Point one. Point two, again in Khan Yunis, a tunnel under a school at the Gaza Strip. 1,300 such tunnels underneath, some about, about 50 feet to 70 feet, some even 150 feet. They're deep tunnels, concrete fortified tunnels. They have electricity supply, they have lights, they have fans, so they have rooms. So they're not only used, incidentally, these cannot be used by civilians in Gaza, according to the Israeli Defense Forces. These tunnels, 1,000 plus of them, 500 kilometers length and breadth of these tunnels, several feet deep, fortified concrete tunnels used exclusively by Hamas terrorists. One, to hide. Two, as their logistics bases. Three, to move weapons from one place to the other, dodge Israeli defense forces and launch counterattacks or launch attacks into Israel using their rocket launchers. Israel's destroyed two. Their entire effort from day one of this battle was to destroy the maze of tunnels. And Israel has seen some of these. Remember, Israel has gone inside Gaza Strip twice in the past. They've destroyed some tunnels. Now they want to destroy a lot more before ground forces are committed.
I want to thank you for the moment for getting us those details. Gaurav,
7th October carnage by the Hamas terrorists armed to the teeth killed thousands of people in southern Israel in the most brutal manner, shooting, burning and even torturing some of them to death. But Hamas wanted to ensure more casualties. Here is how Hamas terror conspiracy of entering Israel via sea was foiled by alert Israeli forces. Soon after the 7th October brutality, Hamas wanted to strike again, this time with a tunnel attack. An attempt was made to enter into Israel through a tunnel built in the sea. But alert Israeli forces destroyed the tunnel and Hamas weapon warehouse along the route. Hamas terrorists are notorious for their tunnel warfare, using them to attack Israel from the most unexpected locations. Hamas terrorists have even revealed how they planned to execute more attacks on the Israeli soil. Terrorist Yahya Sinwar, also known as the Butcher of Gaza, has revealed how they had planned to execute these attacks.
Today we have hundreds of kilometers of underground tunnels and hundreds of command and control centers that are above and underground.
That's not all. Listen now to how this Hamas butcher also revealed their biggest strength was not their fighters, but these underground tunnels.
What Hamas has done since they took control almost 20 years ago of the Gaza Strip is basically to build a network of tunnels from Gaza City and under Gaza City, which is the center and the biggest part of their infrastructure, all the way down to Khan Yunis and Rafah. So imagine we're looking at the Gaza Strip, but really think of the Gaza Strip as one layer for the civilians and then another layer for Hamas. And what we're doing now is that we are trying to get to that second layer that Hamas has built, by the way, only for itself, not to be accessed by the civilians. These aren't bunkers for the Gazan civilians to have access to. when Israel is striking. No, it's only for Hamas.
Let's now take you inside one of these secret tunnels of Hamas. These tunnels, carved out of stone, go on for several kilometers. This is also being used to supply weapons and carry out attacks, a perfect shield to protect the Hamas. Let's now draw your attention to this terror tunnel built around the Islamic University of Gaza. The Israeli military alleges that the door of this tunnel opened at this university. Another picture you see on your screen shows the door of the tunnel next to a school. Hamas has set up a network of tunnels, which means the terrorists first attack and then hide underground in this tunnel built near the school. In another purported video, the Israeli army reaches a mosque. A room in the basement of this mosque is close to a tunnel. It is the same tunnel through which the terrorists entered into the mosque and also hid there to escape attacks by the Israeli forces. Schools, universities, mosques, Hamas terrorists have strategically chosen these locations for their tunnels to ward off any suspicion. It's these tunnels that Israel is now hunting for to break the backbone of Hamas tunnel warfare. Bureau Report, India Today.